The guilt was there before you even did it. That is the part that doesn't get talked about. Not just what you did, but that you knew before you did it. You felt it in your body. The signal was already there, and you moved forward anyway. It's not just you. I was there too. I've been there. That layer sits differently from ordinary regret. Regret says, I wish I hadn't done that. But this is something heavier. This is I knew and I still did it. And that knowing before the act becomes its own separate weight, sitting on top of everything else, making the guilt layered in a way that is hard to explain to someone who hasn't felt it. Because you are not just carrying what you did, you are carrying the version of yourself that did it knowingly. The part that shows it anyway. That is the layer most people are really wrestling with. It's not just the act. It was the choice you made. And then on top of that, someone else finds out. And the guilt that was already yours to carry found a way to get even heavier. Because now it's no longer just living inside of you. It's living between you and another person, and the confusion on their face, and the questions they have that you don't know how to answer, and in the silence that now exists where something else used to be. What most people don't realize is what carrying all of this actually does to the body. Guilt is not just an emotion, it's a physical state the body maintains. And every time the memory surfaces, your nervous system responds as if it's happening right now. Cortisol rises, chest tightens, the shoulders brace, and your breath shortens. And the body stays in that state for as long as the guilt remains unresolved. It's not a weakness, it's biology. And the body treats unresolved guilt the same way it treats an ongoing threat. It stays alert, it stays braced, and it keeps spending resources to maintain what has not been released. And you can feel it in the way you wake up already heavy, in the way certain songs or places or times of day bring it rushing back, in the exhaustion that has no single cause because it's made of everything that you're still holding. In the distance you feel from yourself, like you're moving through your own life from behind a glass. The body was never designed to carry this indefinitely. It was designed to move through, to feel the process, to release, and to restore. That is the natural intelligence of it. And it cannot return to that until something begins to move. So what does moving through actually looks like? It does not look like deciding you are forgiven. It does not look like waking up one day and feeling nothing about it. And it does not look like performing resolution because you are actually ready. It begins much smaller than that. And as you know, I always speak from experience. It begins in places that you're not even paying notice to. You're looking for the bigger picture, but it's the small things. It begins with facing without running, without minimizing it, without explaining it into something more comfortable. Just sitting with what actually happened, what you actually did, and what it actually cost you. And then it begins to be spoken. Not necessarily to the person involved. Sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes it's not even safe. Sometimes it would cause more harm than it would heal. I tried it. It didn't work. Sometimes it just needs to be spoken somewhere else. To someone who holds it without judgment, without carrying it back into your life, without making it mean something permanent about who you are. Or sometimes you wrestle within yourself. You see through it and understand that that's not the truth of who you are. Because there is something that happens when guilt moves from the inside of you to the outside. Your body shifts. The grip loosens, not all at once, but enough to breathe a little differently. You are not defined by what you did. And I know that might take a little time for you to understand that, because it did with me. You are not the worst version of yourself that you can remember. But you cannot outrun this by staying busy. And you cannot think your way through it. And you cannot keep swallowing it and expect the body to keep pretending that it isn't there. What happened, happened. But it is in the past. It cannot be changed. But what the body is still holding around, that could be released. And that release will only stop running when you face it with presence. That is where it starts.